Hey, I'm Marco. I'm a former opera singer turned voice actor. Video game music has completely changed my life. It's the reason I went into music performance. It's the reason I became an opera singer. It's the reason why I was able to sing on some of the greatest stages of the world. Honestly, video game music is my passion, and I am so thrilled to be able to share my passion with you, and I hope that you enjoy this episode and every episode that you can click on up here or whatever if you want to. Today I want to talk about the Dark Souls 3 main theme. What? I forgot how good this thing is. Holy crap. It was on my suggested YouTube links, and I clicked on it and I was like, oh, it's just so good. And I can't believe it was written like a few years ago. This sounds like some of the stuff that was written like 80 years ago. It's wild. Anybody that says that classical music isn't alive and well hasn't listened to a video game soundtrack. Like Dark Souls 3, like Elden Ring, like Nier, like Final Fantasy 14. Like, classical music is thriving. It's just that we need to shift our perspective about where it is. If there's ever somebody from an orchestra that happens to watch this, program video game music with the standard repertoire. Program video game music next to Brahms, next to Mozart, next to Beethoven. Do it. Just do it. This theme, this reminds me so much of the Penderecki Credo, and I want to play them side by side. It also kind of reminds me of Verdi's Dies Irae from the Verdi Requiem. This could be in a Requiem. It sounds like a Requiem piece. We love us some church bells. You hear that? Rum, bum, 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 bum. Ooh, crunchy dissonance. Main theme's job is to what? To set up the game. Talk about just the most incredible sound. Like, the soundscape of this piece is extraordinary. There's so much going on, and it's dire. The whole thing is like, it's just epic on another level. It's astounding. I mean, it's just think about what that soprano, again, I talk about this in every video. Celestial voice soprano. What does the soprano tell us? What is the music inferring? What does this music infer to you? What do you hear when you hear this melody over the To me, it's like, it sounds like the ultimate I'm going to vanquish evil sound. It's just I almost can't really talk. I mean, I enjoy this so much I almost don't even know how to break it down because it's just epic. It's just freaking epic. so good. Let me just pause there really quickly. I mean, this thing, something about this piece, like just like inside of me, I just feel like it's just one of the most epic, like grand battle pieces ever written. You know, like you hear it and you're just like, oh. It's like going to fight for something greater than yourself, but against the forces of pure evil. I just can't get enough of it. I honestly, like, I'm so like verklempt right now that I don't even know like what to say about it. It's just so incredibly moving. I get so frustrated because, oh, there's no new composers. There's no like good composers. There's no like, oh, where's the new music? Where's classical music is dying, blah, 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 blah. Yuka Kitamura is right here. Listen to it. It sounds like it's out of the Verdi Requiem. It sounds like it's out of the Penderecki Credo. In fact, listen to this. I sang in the Penderecki Credo when I was first year of my master's, and it was like a choir of like probably 300 people. And I'll never forget how incredibly badass this thing sounded. That exact same sound happens where it goes major briefly before it returns back. That happened in Dark Souls 3 main theme. Oh, I didn't even pick that up. And then check this out. It's mind-blowing that we're playing a video game, and we're getting music that sounds like it's written from the early 1900s, late 1800s, and it sounds, I can't get over this. I can't get over how so many of the songs that we've been listening to, both in the Nier series, but also in these Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Dark Souls soundtracks, these things are incredibly rooted in what has come before musically and classically. And it's so cool that this has reached as many people as it has, and that people are so impacted by this music. This music should live in the concert hall. There's no reason why this shouldn't be programmed. There's simply no reason besides not understanding it or not knowing about it. And so that's why we have YouTube channels like this one, where I'm not here to analyze me. I mean, I'm an opera singer, like, you know, I'm a musician, yes, but like, you know, I'm not an arranger, I'm not a composer, but I am a feeler. And that was my job as an opera singer, and now as a voice actor, it's a little bit different, but it's the same. And our job is to open our hearts up to hear music like this and to have an emotional reaction. And we get the benefit of being able to play an experience. So not only are we getting we're getting a contextual experience where we're like locking in a memory, an experience of listening to this music while also doing something that for us gives us a goal or gives us like an enemy to vanquish, some sort of achievement to unlock. And it's also exposing us to the wide world of classical music, which is ultimately like what we're lucky to be able to do. And we're lucky that it's so accessible in something like Dark Souls 3 and in video games in general. Really quickly, I want to talk about what a Requiem even is. A Requiem is a mass for the repose of the souls of the dead, or an act or a token of remembrance. A Requiem is usually based around religious themes. The Dies Irae, the Day of Wrath, describes the last judgment of souls before God, where the saved will go to heaven and the unsaved are cast into the eternal flames of suffering. Now, if you know Dark Souls 3, sounds about right, especially when you consider what happens, I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't played it yet, but embers, cinder. Perhaps the world of Dark Souls 3 is in fact hell. And we, the player, I'm making this up. We, the player, are facing our judgment. And this is the music that introduces us to this world, this vile, brutal, violent, fiery world. And I think that's kind of cool. Let's just, it's the same. It repeats twice, but this is going to be a longer episode anyway, so, whatever. Let's just listen to it again and just jam out. It sounds like a day of reckoning. Listen to the strings. We're exchanging melodies here. This sounds to me like a day of reckoning. Listen to that melody and the strings. Oh. Wait, that's the thing that just happened in the Credo. It's so cool because it subverts your expectation. Sorry. Do you hear it? It's tears. It's despair. It's woe. It's suffering. It's so cool. All right. What's there to say? It's one of the coolest pieces. I hadn't heard it in a long time, and in fact, I'd forgotten about it. But it's one of the coolest themes in video game music ever written. Just imagine sitting in a symphony hall and just hearing this. I went to a video game concert once, and at the end, they said it was a video game themed concert, and they had all the the greatest hits, Geralt of Rivia, a whole bunch of League of Legends, Dota, Guild Wars 2 sound, World of Warcraft stuff. And he said, "We came to you," I'm paraphrasing, but "we came to you, now you come to us." And it's Why can't you just program this in the concert? This music deserves a stage, not just on like a genre niche concert. This is incredible music, and it should be programmed. People deserve to be able to go to a symphony hall and experience this live. You don't even need that fancy screen that they put on where they play the game. You know, I think we can divorce ourselves. We're all smart enough to divorce ourselves, or at least keep it in our mind's eye, like what's happening on the screen. We don't need the screen. We just need the experience of hearing a giant orchestra play this music with singers and performers, and hearing this, transporting ourselves back to what we played when we played the game, or just experiencing something new and raw and interesting. And my hope is that video game music will no longer be called video game music and simply be called what it is: music, classical music or otherwise. This is so cool. I see the suggestions. The Nier stuff will continue. There's a bunch of other stuff in there, some Halo, some Genshin Impact, some, I want to look at some Skyrim. I want to look at some Final Fantasy XIV. I'm so enjoying this with you all. It's such a fun time, and I hope you're enjoying just like listening to the music. I'm not saying anything that profound, but I'm glad that you appreciate it, and thank you so much for your kind words. They mean the world to me as a fan of video game music and as a gamer. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.